For today's hygiene and health lesson, we will cover on the topic of headaches. 今天的卫生和健康课，我们会讲关于头痛。So this is what we'll be covering today. What is headaches? 什么是头痛 ？And the different types of headaches. 还有头痛的种类。And how do we get headaches? 我们怎么得头痛 ？And how do we treat them? 还有怎么治疗 ？So what is headache? 头痛是什么 ？So headache is the pain that you get, which is inside of your head. This is very different from the pain that you get, getting hit, outside on the head. Yeah. So 头痛是头内的疼痛，跟外面的头被打到的那种疼痛是不一样的。A headache can literally feels like a hammer hitting on your head. 头痛的感觉就像好像被斧头敲到的感觉一样。Yeah, you will feel this way as well. There are different types of headaches that we can experience at different point of time. 头痛有不同的种类。So there are 3 types. 有3种。Firstly, tension headaches. 第一个，颈筋头痛。Second one, sinus headaches. 鼻窦炎头痛。And the third one, migraines. 还有偏头痛。So for the first tension headache, is the most common type of headache that we experience. 颈筋头痛是最普遍的头痛。This is the one that everyone always gets. 这个通常是我们每次都会感受到的头痛。They will feel dull and sore and are felt at 2 sides of the head. 这种头痛是淡淡的酸痛，不是很激烈，并且在头的2个部分会感受到。Tension headaches can be caused by tiredness or stress. 颈筋头痛是因为我们过累或压力而造成的。So even when we read, watch TV or look at the computer for too long can also cause this tension headache. Yeah, and it might also be because you strain your eye muscles for too long, then cause the tension. 当我们读书、看电视或看电脑太久时，也会导致这个颈筋头痛，因为有可能我们的眼部的肌肉用的太多，所导致这个紧绷。This causes the muscles around your head to also tense up and hurt. 这也会导致围着我们头部的肌肉一起紧绷，然后疼痛起来。So the pain of this tension headache is like the entire head. So 这个颈筋头痛的感觉是好像那个痛是来整个头这样。So how can we treat this tension headache? 我们可以怎么样治疗这个颈筋头痛？ So sometimes this tension headaches often comes from stress. Yeah, can be our studies, can be finances, other stress, causes the tension to build up, on our head muscles. So what we can do is to relax ourselves, so that we can let the head muscles relax as well. 通常我们会有这种颈筋头痛，也可能源自于压力，像比方说读书，还是为金钱烦恼这些，然后导致我们的头部肌肉紧绷，然后有这种头痛的感觉。所以我们能做的呢，就是尽量做一些我们自己享受可以放松的事情，这样就可以让我们头部的肌肉也跟着放松。 So what can we do? For example, is like maybe take a nice warm shower. If you prefer cold, it's okay as well. 我们也可以冲一个凉，看你喜欢一个冷澡还是一个温热的凉。We can also make sure to have enough sleep or rest. Yeah, so sometimes this headache can happen when we do not have enough sleep. Yeah, so making sure that we sleep enough is important. 通常这种头痛也是可能因为我们不够睡，所以要有充足的睡眠是很重要的。We can also take a walk, in the park. When we are exposed to, the greeneries, all this, it helps to calm our nerves, our muscles, so we won't have this tension headache. 我们也可以去散散步，可以去公园走走，接近大自然，这些都有助于让我们的肌肉没有那么紧绷然后放松自己。Lastly, we can also do some head massage, to ease the tension, at our head. 我们也可以按摩一下我们自己头部的肌肉，让紧绷的肌肉放松。Yeah, so if you're interested in learning about this head massage, you can actually go online to even search for the various massage techniques. Yeah. 如果你们对按摩头部有兴趣的话，你们可以去网上找，他们通常都会教你一些技巧，怎么按压这个肌肉。So we'll now move on to sinus headaches. 我们现在会讲关于鼻窦炎的头痛。So as we can see in this picture, it's a comparison between a healthy sinus and an inflamed sinus. So on the left side of this face, we can see a healthy sinus where there's no any built up within the sinus, and therefore this is usually we'll be able to breathe in and out at ease. Whereas on the right hand side, we have an inflamed sinus, where there's if you see there's like those white patches, those are actually built up of mucus. This will usually cause infection when it's built up, and then therefore result in the headaches. So 我们能看到这个图案呢，它是一个对比。我们看左边呢是一个健康的鼻窦，这个鼻窦呢是我们里面没有任何的那个痰在里面，所以我们可以呼吸能畅通。可是右边的图案呢，就是我们发炎的鼻窦。发炎的原因呢，是因为你如果看里面那些白白的东西呢，其实是那个痰 ，OK，好像鼻涕这样，所以这些呢会累积在我们的鼻窦里面，然后累积到它发炎，然后发炎后就会导致这个疼痛。So for sinus headaches, usually the pain occurs at our forehead and face area. 通常鼻窦炎头痛呢，我们的额头和脸部会疼痛。And this is because our sinus is actually right underneath our forehead and face area. And then when there is a build-up of mucus in our sinus, it will cause inflammation, and therefore the pain will occur. 这是因为我们的鼻窦里面呢累积了很多的痰，而这些痰呢导致我们的鼻窦发炎，然后我们的头就会痛。And the build-up of mucus applies pressure to our face, and then it will cause pain. Yeah. So 这个堆积的这个痰呢，会在我们的鼻窦里面施加压力， 然后这个压力就会导致我们的头部脸部疼痛。So how should we treat this sinus headaches? 我们应该怎么治疗这个鼻窦炎的头痛？ If you see on the right side of this slide, we see this woman massaging the cheek area. Yeah, so actually when we massage our forehead, nose and cheeks, it actually helps to soften and release the mucus built up. Yeah. 当我们按摩我们的额头呢、鼻子还有脸颊，这能让那个堆积的里面的痰软化而排出来。Yeah, so sometimes when we have a bad flu and a nose block, we will actually have a headache that comes with it. Yeah, so it can be a result of a build-up of mucus in your sinus, and therefore, when we have a very bad flu, a very bad nose block, it actually has this pain. So by massaging our cheek area, forehead area, it will actually help us, to release some of the pressure inside. So 通常我们可能会有鼻窦炎头痛呢，是因为好像比方说我们有一个一个感冒，感冒的时候呢，我们的鼻子会被那个痰阻塞，所以通常这个痰在我们鼻子里面阻塞后就会累积，然后这个压力就会导致我们头痛。所以如果我们像右边这个女生这样按摩一下我们的额头、鼻子还有脸颊，就能让里面堆积的那个痰呢软化，然后那个压力就没有那么大，然后我们的头痛就没有那么痛。Next, we move on to migraines. 现在我们讲关于偏头痛。So migraines are actually extremely painful headaches that will only affect one side of our head. 偏头痛是个超级疼痛的一种头痛，而这个偏头痛呢，只会影响我们的头的另一边，所以才会叫它偏头痛。Some people right get this migraine maybe because they inherited from their parents or grandparents. Yeah. So 有些人呢，他们的这些头痛呢是遗传他们的父母还是亲戚。So for migraines, this happens when the blood vessels in our head suddenly become bigger. Yeah, and then when more blood goes in, it will actually cause pain. Yeah. So 偏头痛会发生的原因呢，是因为我们头里的血管突然间膨胀。So 突然膨胀呢，血量就会突然间增加。So 这个增加就会突然间导致我们的头会偏痛。So when we get a migraine, we may also have this kind of situations. 当我们有偏头痛的时候，也可能会经历这些状况。We might feel a bit of nausea or vomiting. 我们可能会感到恶心，想呕吐。We might even be sensitive to light. 可能还会对灯光敏感。And usually migraines can last from about 4 to 7 hours for adults. 成年人的偏头痛能持续4到7个小时。And some people will actually experience auras before they even get the migraine. And auras are actually a brief loss in vision, or our vision suddenly get distorted or become weird. So 有些人呢，在偏头痛之前呢，他们可能会体验到这个光环的现象。这个光环呢，其实就是我们的眼睛短暂的失去视觉，或者我们突然间视觉会变得有点奇怪。 For example, you can see in the picture, you will see the picture is a bit distorted, can even become blurry. 我们看到的景色可能会变得有点蒙查。Sometimes we can even only see half of the scenery. 有时候我们可能只能看到一边也是。So how do we treat migraines? 我们怎么治疗这个偏头痛呢？ So usually for migraines, medication is generally used to prevent and manage the pain. Yeah, but for this, we don't just take any medicine that we get from the shelf, but rather, we have to follow the doctor's prescription. 通常这些偏头痛呢，是以我们吃的药物来止痛，还有预防这种偏头痛。这种偏头痛呢，最好是亲自跟医生拿药，而不是随便吃一些止痛药。So to recap on what we have covered today, 我们今天呢讲的这个题目 ，we talk about what are headaches， 我们讲头痛是什么 ，and the types of headaches， 还有头痛的种类。So we covered on 3 types. And how we get them? How did we even have these headaches? 还有怎么患这个头痛 ？And how we even treat these headaches? 还有怎么治疗这种不同的头痛种类。